Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit cprfirm.com, that's colemanprfirm.com, and millionairex.ai, then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream. Greatly appreciate it. It is December the 9th. And boy, you know, we was trying to move on to try to get some other things covered, but they keep just pulling us back to the Somali issue. Oh man, so we got to get back to that. Then we got to talk about a Nigerian, right? A Nigerian, they caught, he ended up stealing $7 million. Like, boy, I tell you, like, look, I know brothers have committed crimes here and there, and they get caught. But boy, I'm telling you, y'all that's coming over here, y'all are scamming to the 10th power. Like, wow. Like, y'all, when y'all do it for broke. But you know what? Look, let me tell you something. You can't escape your culture and mentality. You just can't. And if you were doing that in your homeland, scamming each other and all of that, you're going to bring that over here. And over here is more opportunity to scam because the government gives you programs and you finesse the programs, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because I got to kind of go there tonight. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. I know that they're talking about supposed to be getting colder in some states. Y'all, you know, I tell everybody, I'm liking the colder weather these days. You know, some people never like cold. I don't like cold weather and this and that and the third. Look, I like it to be cold. And the reason why I like it to be cold is my light bill will be very low when it's cold. I love that. I can't stand the heat and them light bills. No, Lord. So, yeah. I'd rather run my heater all day and it don't cost me much of nothing. Natural gas, it is nothing down here in Texas. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. You say you're hearing stat. Let me check something. Give me a second. That I can't stand the heat and them light bills. No, Lord. So, yeah. I'd rather run my heater off. Thank you. All right, appreciate you telling me that because I had to restart my system. That's all. I just have to restart my system. And let me check that myself here. Just give me a second. I got to catch up with the playback. All right, cool. I'm glad y'all caught that early. All right. So, hold on. All right. So, I was going to tell y'all something. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. A couple of things. Definitely download the African Diaspora News Channel app. We always are wanting to encourage at least 10 people to stream. Join the app. You could join it at a minimum of $9.99 a month. That directly goes to us to support the show. It's like supporting us 31 cents a day, right? Just 31 cents. And or you can do it quarterly, which is even better. Or you can do annual, one time, or you can do lifetime, and you never have to worry about price increases that will come down the line, right? So thank you to everybody who has faithfully supported the app this year, and people who have been supporting us since we even started it. Thank you. And like I said, you're gonna be impressed with the new app and all of that. We doing it just for you, and we definitely excited about it. Also, as we talked about last night. On the 26th of December, Soraya the Songstress will be dropping Safe With Me. The video is actually being worked on now. So that'll be in all your streaming platforms on 12/26, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Love music is back. So let me go ahead on and get started with this because I know your time is precious. And I know your time is precious. All right, so let's get to this Somali lady. All right, so I was just trying to say, okay, what we gonna get into today? And then it came in my lap. I said, okay, all right, we gotta talk about this tonight. Let's go. Hold on.
They say Minnesota nice, but when it's us that need the unity, everybody turns their back. They say Minnesota nice. But I see African Americans coming for Somalis when we were there, standing next to you guys when it came to George Floyd.
Okay, there's 2 points I got to get to with this, with homegirl here. Okay, I want you to hear that first, like I normally do, and then let's go ahead on and play it again, so we can address this properly. Okay, we want to address this properly, so let's go.
They say Minnesota nice, but when it's us that need the unity, everybody turns their back. You say
All right. So you said that when Somalis need the unity, everybody turned their back. Okay. All right. Everybody turned their back. First of all, when have you ever wanted to unify as a community? When have you wanted to unify? Can you show us when you reached out to say, hey, Black Americans, we your brothers, we your sisters. We want to reach out. We want to break bread. When have you done this? Bring your evidence of when you have reached out and needed support or wanted to do something with Black Americans, right? I have not seen y'all in great numbers. Of course, I'm not talking about a minority. What we're talking about in the greater numbers, we have not seen you anywhere. We don't even see you at the Black events. We don't see you at Juneteenth. We don't see you at name some events. We just don't see you. We don't see you at the Martin Luther King parade. We don't see you at anything. We didn't even see you at Essence Fest before it got what it is today. We ain't seen you at Essence Fest. We ain't seen you nowhere to even break bread with you. You came to the United States and you separated yourself and went over there to Minneapolis and the surrounding areas, and you stayed there. You did not try to assimilate to America, and for sure you didn't try to break bread with us. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? In order to have a coalition, it's both sides, right? It's like, okay, we do something for you, you do something for us, we unify. This is what I don't understand. You can't have a one-sided Pan-Africanism, and that's what y'all want. Y'all want a one-sided Pan-Africanism. You could delineate, but Black Americans can't. You could not want unification, but you want it when you get in trouble with white supremacy. That's really what it is. If white supremacy wasn't on your head right now, you wouldn't be saying nothing about needing support or anything. You would be just doing your thing, whatever that may be. And I'm sorry, little sis, I'm sorry, but it don't work that way. Even relationships with a man and a woman don't work that way. If the woman's doing everything and the man does nothing in the relationship, eventually that woman gets tired and she's going to leave. If the man doing everything in the relationship and she's not doing nothing in the relationship, eventually that man's going to leave. People in human being relationships don't stay like that. Nothing can be one-sided. Relationships are two-sided. I do for you, you do for me. Y'all have never came to the table. Now, I will say the younger Somalis, well, interact and talk with Black Americans a lot more because they've been born here in XYZ. But we talking about when y'all came here and even all the way up to now. And you think about it. Kamala Harris, let's go there about Kamala Harris. The Somali community supported Trump. And I'm not talking about her in the video, but the greater Somali community supported Trump over Kamala Harris. And I'm going to keep saying this because it just don't make like logical sense. I just think logically, if I was an immigrant and there's two political parties, one that says they support everything immigrant, I'm throwing all the money at immigrants, right? Then you got another political party that says, I don't want them immigrants here. They got to go. I'm throwing them out. Common sense would say, I'm going to support the party that want to paper me up and keep me here. That's what common sense would say. But a lot of them, they get in their religion and all that stuff, and then they want to go with white Republicans. And then when the white Republicans are calling you garbage and everything else, now you're shocked? Listen, the Republicans aren't hiding who they are. So what they're doing to you, it's the same thing with a lot of people in the Latino community too. You go out and vote for them folks that don't want you here. They don't want you here. And some of you have let that white classification on your side go to your head, and the real white people gonna let you know who white, and it's not you. But Black Americans told the Latinos that. Black Americans have told Somalis and anybody else that. Them people don't like you. Why do they have to show you something every single time? But y'all have not broken bread. Y'all have done the complete opposite. I'm not Black, I'm Somali. And you're not saying that because of culture. You're saying that because you want to other yourself in front of white folk. Hey, I'm different than them. I'm not like them. And that's okay. We cool with that, actually. We're actually cool. You're right. You're not black. We're not tripping on that. But what we're saying now is this. If you other yourself, that means you othered yourself. You didn't want no unity. You didn't want no Pan-Africanism. You wanted to separate yourself from the group. And now when you're out there from the group and you're being attacked by white supremacy, now you want to come over here. And look, for a long time, black Americans allowed that mess. We say, hey, man, you know, they from Africa, man. Like they from the motherland. Come on, man. We got to look past all that. But it gets to a point that you can't look past certain things until people get their act right. And some of you, even I've seen on TikTok, still haven't learned your lesson yet. Talking crap. We don't need nobody. We can handle it ourselves. Okay. I'm going to sit down and watch that one. I want to see how that works out for you. I want to see it. It's not enough for you to handle it yourself, actually. You're way outnumbered. That doesn't even make sense. Why would I go to another country, other myself, separate myself, and not join with the people? That'd be like me going to South Africa, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with none of the black South Africans. I'm over here in this community with other black Americans, and I'm othering myself. I don't want to be bothered with them. I don't want to do anything with the black people there. I'm fine over here. And then if something happened, you know, then I'm looking at the black South Africans to help me. You're like, nobody helping you. You don't want to hang with us. You don't want to talk with us. Like, you good. Go by your business. That's stupid. I don't understand that mindset. Every country I've ever been to, I want to break bread with the people. I want to know what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. You know, who to talk to, who not to talk to. I want to know. I don't want to be like I go into a strange land and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need y'all. But this is what, and I'm not saying she's the one that's the leader of it, but I'm saying is that, ma'am, that's what your community done. And you had Jesse Jackson, Minister Farrakhan, all these people that wanted to join with you, and you did not even want to join with them. Mr. Farrakhan was his prime Farrakhan definitely in the 90s. And y'all didn't want to join with him. And he's Islam. The Nation of Islam is Islamic. Y'all did not even want to go join with the minister. How do you not? If you didn't want to join with nobody, you should have joined with Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. How come y'all didn't want to go join with the Minister Farrakhan when y'all got here? And actually broke bread with the nation and been good with the nation. If anybody y'all should have unified with, it should have been the Nation of Islam. But y'all don't respect the Nation of Islam. Y'all think y'all Islam is so better. I don't know why. Because I've looked at what the Nation of Islam done. The Nation of Islam has taken battered and broken people who were criminals, and got them straight, upright, and righteous. And you don't hear the Nation of Islam constantly people scheming and scamming. You don't hear brothers doing the things that you hear what happens in a lot of them Arab and other Islamic countries. You don't hear that stuff from the nation. Because they don't tolerate that behavior. They put you out if they hear anything wrong going on with you. But y'all didn't want to go unify with the Nation of Islam. Y'all still don't want to fool with the Nation of Islam today. You claim you're Islamic, but y'all talk about the Quran, Allah, and y'all won't go talk to the nation? I don't get that. I don't get it. But now you need help? How come the Nation of Islam is cool with all of Black America and all Black America respect the nation? How? Because the nation never separated themselves from everybody. They say, yeah, they got brothers and sisters not in the nation, but you know what? Hey, they part of the original man. You know what I'm saying? They part of the original man, and hey, they, you know, everybody come talk to the nation. Everybody talk to the minister. A lot of people not in the nation and went and talk to the minister. I mean, we did our very, very first event back in 2018, security-wise. I got with the nation here, and I said, hey, man, you know, I like y'all to do some security because I never forget how they did their security. And I said, I want that security here in my event. And the nation did that. They were checking bags. They were checking everybody. They were standing perimeter. They were watching everything. And I like that. I love that. I'm not in the Nation of Islam. But acting like y'all wouldn't have done that even if I would have paid you, because you want to separate yourself so much. But now you need somebody. You see that 80,000, 100,000 of y'all is not really much in the grand scheme of things. And then let me tell you something else. Some of y'all been running around on TikTok too. They can't do me nothing. Well, let me ask you a question. You say the majority of you are citizens. Well, why are y'all hiding now? Why a lot of you scared to go out? If you citizens, ICE can't do you nothing, right? You citizens. Why a lot of you scared now? Why a lot of you avoiding the Mall of Somalia? Why are you avoiding that place when you're citizens? There's no reason for you to hide. Right? There's no reason to hide. Now let me get to something else. She said, let's go.
Minnesota nays, but I see African Americans coming for Somalis when we were there, standing next to you guys when it came to George Floyd.
All right, that's two things she said, and I want to go there too. African Americans are coming for Somalis, ma'am. Y'all still have an arrogant attitude. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. Maybe a couple of weeks ago, nobody was even saying a Somali. Most Americans don't talk about a Somali, and for sure black Americans, we don't even talk about Somalis at all like that. We don't have y'all in our mouth. We really don't, okay? We didn't grow up with Somalis. We didn't go to school with them like that. You know, maybe some people in New York went to school with a few of them here and there, but definitely in the South, we didn't see y'all like that. So you're not really part of the conversation. How you came up in a conversation, Somalis in particular, is about the federal case where they got caught, was that Feeding Our Future or whatever, that scam with all that millions of dollars. Or the one guy that claimed he was feeding 6,000 meals a day. Like, that's how y'all came up to be talked about. And in America, when you got a light shine on you like that, the whole country looking at you, that's how people start talking about you, including black Americans, right? Now, my question is this. The people who's really talking about y'all is white people. White folks are targeting y'all. They saying they want you deported. White people on ICE to go over there and get you. You know what I'm saying? Every time I look up, white people are talking about Somalis. But why are you worrying about the few comments that come from black Americans? Like, we don't supposed to say nothing. We can't say nothing. We're like, wow, man. Because, you know, look at how we were mass incarcerated for less. Y'all got to get a bag out of it. We barely get even $2 and we go to jail. So the question we have is, why is it y'all get to get away with the scamming and black America can't even get away with even getting $100? Not to say I'm advocating for crime, but I'm just saying y'all get away with all kind of things. We just got questions. How come y'all not mass incarcerated? Y'all got Somali gangs running around. And like, why aren't they mass incarcerated? But anytime the brothers do something that's black American, they going to jail. How come y'all not going? You know, we need that's another question we got to talk about. How come these immigrant groups could commit all kind of crime and America don't mass incarcerate them? The Asians with all these massage parlors. Everybody know what they are. Everybody know what they are. It's not a secret. It's what they call the open secret. Everybody know. And yet they can commit all that crime. And yet you do not see mass incarceration with them people either. But black folks let you do two of y'all do something. Oh, it's a gang. It's a RICO charge. We get RICO charges. They have whole criminal networks of massage parlors, and yet they don't get pulled up on no RICO charges. And hold on, just give me a second. We can do a lot less and get mass incarcerated. Now let me get to this other person here. And you know what, y'all? Where's all my people as members only? So I'm gonna let y'all know. January 2026, January 1, We're going back to members only until November the 10th. Now, after November 10th, we'll turn it back. We'll turn it back to regular. Let me tell you why. The troll farms, we're not dealing with that because we want an intelligent conversation. So I'll let it go until the first of the year. First of the year, we're going back to members only. Now, Black Americans will talk about different groups when we see disrespect. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But it's been recently that this thing had been talked about. And I think for us, it's like, wait a minute, how dare you sit up here and demand we do something for you when you want nothing to do with us? You know what I'm saying? Like what they say, they being sometimey. You only want to deal with it sometime, not all the time. Like, really, be honest with you, in a perfect world, yeah, whether you Caribbean, African, wherever, you come here, we all unify up as one group. We all figure out what the issues are. We vote the same. We do everything the same. And then we build something up together. But y'all don't want to do that because in your homeland, y'all did not do that. Y'all say, I'm a separate group. Check this out. You know who's smarter? I'm going to say who's smarter. I'm going to admit this. I'm going to say this. Asians, all of them come from different groups. Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, Chinese. They all come from different places. They have their own culture, their own homeland. But they also understand in America, yeah, I'm different in the Asian world. And they got their beefs. Don't get me wrong. They got their inner beefs. But at least they're smart enough to understand we're Asian. And we got to move kind of together. I may not agree with the Chinese dude. I may not agree with the Vietnamese. But I understand we're Asian and we got to move together. I always say you never get nowhere not being together. But I think that is really the biggest Achilles heel with the African continent. Is that all those countries and you can't get together? You can't get together. All those resources and you can't get together? There's no reason that nobody should be coming over here talking about they're poor, they want a better life. You got trillions of dollars of resources underneath your freaking feet. What do you mean you need to leave the African continent for a better life? It doesn't make sense. The reason why it happens is because you don't want to get along. You don't want to unify with nobody. Then you bring that failed mentality over here, and then you look at the trouble it caused here. Now you're in trouble for something, and then you can't reach out to nobody because you don't want to build a coalition, but you didn't build a coalition in the African continent either. You didn't build anything. Now let's get to this thing about George Floyd. Charlie over here saying Somali women find just them attitudes and foreheads. Well, look, I will say this much. There are women who are going to be attractive in all places, all communities. You can find that. It don't even matter you get to a certain age, that attraction stuff don't even matter. They really don't. What matters is that woman a good person or not? And can she bring peace to your life? That's what's going to actually matter, because that look stuff, it fades. You get even if you get with her young or whatever, you'll get used to her. Trust me, you'll get used to her. Give it about a good 2-3 months, you'll be used to her. And what you're going to be looking at then is what kind of person she is. Period. And that character matters. That character matters. Because there's a lot of men that have left women that have so-called looks because that woman was hell on earth and didn't bring a lick of peace. Now, let's get to the George Floyd thing. The woman said, let me crank that back up.
They say Minnesota nice, but when it's us that need the unity, everybody turns their back. You say Minnesota nice, but I see African Americans coming for Somalis when we were there, standing next to you guys when it came to George Floyd.
All right. George Floyd, let's talk about that. And they keep repeating that. We were there for George Floyd. There was a lot of people came out for George Floyd, and I'm going to tell you why they came out there. Let's go back in time. What was going on in that time period with George Floyd? The pandemic. What most states did? Lockdowns. They closed the malls, the restaurants, the clubs, Everything you think of was closed. Everybody had to stay home. Certain places had curfews, remember? So when George Floyd happened, a lot of people had cabin fever. You seen so many people come out with George Floyd, not because they cared about George Floyd. I'm talking about you other groups. I'm not talking about black folk. Because we will always stand on business for our people. You came out there for George Floyd because you had cabin fever. And a lot of you was causing destruction because you were mad because the government made you lose your job and kept you in the house. And I'm going to tell you something else I was told a long time ago by my family. He said, if somebody do something for you, and every time they look up, they got to bring it up to you and tell you what they did. I did this for you. I did that. And they constantly telling you about it. They did not do it from their heart. They did it with an ulterior motive. And the reason why you know it's ulterior motive, because they bring it up to you constantly. Well, about things that has even nothing to do with it. And so when y'all keep bringing up George Floyd, it lets us know that you wasn't out there because you actually care about George Floyd. You was out there just because you was bored and you was stuck in the house. So, and then George Floyd. So you mean to tell me you haven't stood with black people in 5 years on anything? You're going to talk about something 5 years ago. Not like, hey, man, I'll stand on business or whatever. Matter of fact, y'all didn't even support Kamala. And she would benefit y'all. She didn't say real much for us. But that's the crazy part. Y'all didn't even go vote for Kamala. That's interesting. But you do nothing for black people. Nothing. One time when you had cabin fever, you came out. So notice she didn't come up with a laundry list like, okay, George Floyd, and then we was out here for this, and then we was out here for that, and then we supported y'all here, there, here, there, here, there. She only commissioned George Floyd. So out of the whole time y'all been here since the early 90s all the way up until, let's say, 2025, the only thing that you ever done was come out for George Floyd. You haven't done anything. But let me tell you what we done. If we didn't fight for civil rights and human rights in this country, you wouldn't even have the audacity to make a video in this country talking about what we haven't done for you. We done everything for you. If you are an immigrant in this country and you're not European, we made the way for you. We opened up the door for you because they did not want no one in this country except Europeans. Period. They didn't want no Asians. You remember the Chinese Exclusion Act? They didn't want no Hispanics. They surely didn't want no Africans and no Caribbeans. They didn't want no Arabs. They didn't want no East Indians. They didn't want any of those people. If you look at the immigration into this country after the Civil Rights Movement, after the Hart-Celler Act was signed, look at the immigrants that start coming in at that point. A big explosion, definitely out of Mexico for sure. Big explosion of immigrants who aren't European start coming to this country after the Civil Rights Movement and the Hart-Celler Act was like the immigration bill. And black people was at the head of all of those movements. You can have your anchor babies because of black folks, with Trump trying to end that. But you can have your anchor babies because of black folk. Some of you come over here and say, "Oh, black people didn't do nothing." I'm like, and that you are just so silly. And you don't read. You claim you're smart, but clearly you're not, because all it can take is 2 seconds to find out why you got an opportunity to come here. Because a lot of them believe that it's white people that brought us here, and white people are our saviors. Because see, y'all have to understand, and I've seen it with my own 2 eyes, so you ain't telling me something I haven't seen. They don't look at white supremacy like we do. I'm telling you, a lot of them don't. They look at them as saviors. They look at them as, they gave me an opportunity to make it. I've seen how some of them cut a jig in their homeland when they show up. I've seen it, and it's sicking me to the core to see some of them do that. Some, not all. So they got some brothers and sisters that stand on business over there and don't like that, okay? So I would never say all. But I've seen some that was this white folks show up and I'm like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Like, he dusty. I'm looking at him. He's dusty. He don't have nothing going on. Why are you doing that? I said, and then they look at me. I'm like, forget him. You know, like he ain't got nothing going on. Showing up in them cargo shorts and some Crocs and acting like he got some money. Man, he is broke and dusty. I know white folks that got money and I know white folks that don't. And he not one of them. He ain't got no money. I got more than he got. I promise you that. You know, man, shit. I'll even pull some of them to the side at times and say, brother, you know, you need some help or something, brother. You know, you need, you know, because like, why? Don't, let me tell y'all something. I've never seen men, and you can get mad all you want because I've seen this with my own two eyes. I've never seen men lower themselves to the point of just like groveling. Like I've seen some men, not even the women. I have never even seen the women do this, okay? Never seen the women. The men are literally groveling in front of white folks to give them some money. And the women not doing it. Y'all, they had this dude. We was going to this park in Johannesburg. It was me, Kellen, and Sharif. And, you know, driver was right there. But then I turned around, and while Sharif was flying the drone at the time, I'm watching, and they got this dude. He in like, you got the little median area, but the little concrete median, and he see white folks, and he's up there just like doing this in front of the white people, and I'm like, and I said I'm watching him, and he's only doing it to the white people. He's not doing it to the black people, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, what is he doing? And I'm marvel at watching this because I've never seen a black man on his worst day, even when he was strung out on crack. I've never seen that. I've seen it just about in every country, just about, with the men. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Matter of fact, I even said this before and say, I don't care if people get mad. I don't see how a woman even be bothered with you like that. Because one thing about sisters over here, she would never mess with a man that do some crap like that. Hell no. Like, what kind of weak man is that? I don't want nothing to do with him. Man, God, I'm telling you. Yo, y'all need more brothers like Ibrahim Traore. That's the brothers y'all need to follow. Brothers like that. I love to see brothers like that. Brothers standing on business. You know, I don't know what Julius Malema doing today, but, normally he stands on business, Follow brothers like that. Man, I can't stand I cannot stand a weak black man, especially groveling in front of them folks. I can't. And they love that. Them folks love when you grovel like that. Oh, they love when you beg them. Oh, they love it. Oh, they get off to it. That's why they be going over there. Because they know they don't work here. They don't work here. Our worst that don't have much ain't gonna beg them for nothing like that, groveling. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, they do that in their homeland, then they come over here acting all brand new. Like, bro, like don't act brand new, bro. I know where you come from, bro. Don't do that. You can pull that with some of the other brothers and sisters that haven't been over there, but you ain't gonna pull that with me. Because I know what you got going on over there. And I got people over there I talk to constantly. So I definitely know what you got going on a daily basis. Don't come over here acting like that. Speaking of something I want to talk about. Y'all, emasculating themselves. I'm telling you. I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I don't see how any woman will be with a man that's doing that. I don't see how. And then some of them same men get mad at African. I wasn't even gonna go there. You got some African sisters out there that's hardworking. Some of them African sisters out there who's getting their education, creating businesses. These sisters are doing it big. And some of these men that they being with not working and demanding they come home and cook and clean and beating on them because they're achieving more, these African sisters. And I'm like, you know what? If you beating on an African woman out there, you don't have a job, but yet a woman got a job over you. She got a career over you. She got a business over you. And you just sitting around wanting her to cook and clean. Why do a woman need to cook and clean for you? You're lazy. You're supposed to be providing for the household, not a woman. Some of you jealous of women out there. I've seen that too. You're hella jealous of women. You want to hold women back. You know what I've been told? Black American women are the most free women in the world, and they don't realize it. I've been told that by African women in the continent. They say Black American women don't realize what they got. And the best compliments I've ever heard from African women is that Black American men don't even treat them like we're treated over here. And we don't. Them men don't have nothing and still want to beat on them and act like they running something. And I tell the African sister all day, don't let that man put no hands on you. Put him 6 feet under. Don't you dare let a man put a hand on you, sister. Don't do it. If you got to pick up a brick and get him in his sleep, whatever you got to do, don't let no man beat on you like that, sister, in the African continent. And you know good and well in the African continent, y'all can get away with a lot more than we can here. Y'all can handle business over there. Don't let no man beat on you, sister. Don't do that. Call your brothers, call your daddy, let them all get them if you want to, but don't let no man beat on you. Don't do that. Now, let me get to this other story. I don't like no man beating on no woman. I hate that. And taking advantage of women because they may not have certain opportunities. Well, certain African women don't have certain opportunities. They don't. Because these dudes got in the way that they don't have certain opportunities, but then you lazy, you're not doing nothing to help the sisters over there. That's why some of the sisters want to get away from over there too. They don't have the opportunity. And then when they get it, they happy. Now, let's get to this other story. Man, I wasn't even supposed to go there today, and I did. It's just like, I don't like no man beating on a woman. I got daughters. And that really pissed me off to be hearing about a man beating on a woman. All right, let's talk about this Nigerian dude. Let's look at this. So a Nigerian medic stole the identity of a brain-damaged patient he was treating, scammed the government out of $7 million. So a Nigerian medic who previously stole the identity of a brain-damaged patient he was treating had been accused of scamming veterans out of millions in medical care. Kashmir Chinedu Luke, he's 61 years old, was arrested inside San Francisco International Airport on Wednesday while trying to board a flight to Nigeria. He was trying to flee, y'all. They say where he was originally from. Say prosecutors claim that the dual U.S. citizen used a company that he ran to elicit payments of totaling $9.77 million from the Department of Veteran Affairs over 4 years, from 2019 to 2024. They say the money is paid out to his firm, Four Corners Health, to provide at-home non-medical care for veterans, but prosecutors say such care never happened. Man, just like the meals in Minneapolis that never happened. Boy, that's a pattern, isn't it? And say of that $9.77 million, he is said to have manufactured false claims of care providing veterans totaling $7 million, or roughly 10,000 individual false claims. So like that dude say he fed the people 6,000 meals a day. Pattern, and say the Northern California company was supposed to provide care for veterans across Fresno, Tulare, Merced, Mariposa, Madera, San Francisco, and Contra Costa counties. It said it is alleged that he continued his scam even while a third party assigned by the department attempted to try to recover the lost payments. In court memorandum seen, prosecutors said that Luke has a history of fraud and identity theft that dated back to 2006 when he stole the identity of one of his patients. Look at this great individual right here. Boy, I tell you. Now, they said Luke was tried and convicted in 2009 Maryland on counts of conspiracy to commit identification document fraud and aggravated identity theft. Relating to the incident, they say he was found to have stolen the identity of a patient suffering from a traumatic brain injury and submitted a fraudulent U.S. passport application under their name in Pennsylvania. Luke was also found to have submitted a second application for a passport using the identity of his son in order to benefit of an unknown third party. So according to the affidavit, he was hit with 37 months or just over 3 years behind bars. And said after being convicted, Maryland State pharmacy license was also revoked. He alleged fraud was noticed by the administration. Bills came through, included claims for 28 hours of care, it said, provided by a single worker in 1 day. Huh? Wait. You send these people a bill of 28 hours in a day? That's not 28 hours in a day, fool. Oh, my God. What is wrong with these people? Investigators said that Luke's company billed the department for $141,926.92 for services provided to a veteran until February 23rd, who died. It said in August of 2022. So the man was deceased, y'all, and he was still billing the government. Boy, the level of scamming y'all be doing. Y'all I'm sorry, Nigerians, especially Nigerian men. Y'all the king of the scammers. Y'all the king. Now I say, and I'm not saying all of you, so don't cry to me. After further analyzing the payments, administrators said they uncovered a significant number of duplicate claims paid out to the companies. That Luke entered an agreement to pay $2.8 million back and admitted to the overpayment, but it says that failed to make any of the promised payments. Boy, I tell you. Now I say, after being chased by lawyers to start making the repayments, he is accused of attempting to evade them and process service. Prosecutors say he went as far as changing the name of his company and giving an attorney a fake phone number and address. Court papers say he lived in a $620,000 house in Stockton. Out of $7 million he is said to have fraudulently claimed. They say prosecutors say he siphoned off at least $1.6 million to offshore accounts in Asia and Africa. The remittances, huh? The memorandum noted that Luke owns a significant amount of property in Nigeria. I bet he do, which includes 80 commercial and non-commercial plots of land in Lagos. Boy, I tell you, he rich over there. Following his arrest at San Francisco International Airport, authorities seized both his U.S. and Nigerian passports. Court papers also said the prosecutors fear that he might be able to flee the country due to his past conviction for identity theft. As if convicted, he may be in prison for 10 years behind bars, hit with a maximum $250,000 fine. Boy, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the scams just have no end. But let me tell y'all something. This is the real talk, what I'm telling you. Go ask anybody. Don't start asking the South Africans. Boy, they like pull up a chair. Every country in the continent of Africa, I don't know why Nigerians have that reputation. And listen, we have Nigerians on our team, and they'll tell you too. We got several Nigerians on the team, okay, and they'll tell you about the scams that's going on over there. They scam their own people. Forget the United States. They scam their own people. They kidnap their own people, ransom their own people. It is dog eat dog, and a lot of times it's the men. It's the men doing the scamming and all of that. And I'm like, if you got all this smarts to scam, why don't you apply that to something good? All them resources in Nigeria, why don't you figure out ways to extract them resources and sell them to the world, make a business? Or like, if you're going to scam, like, do that. Like, why are you doing, you could have made way more than Nigeria with the resources. No, you going to come over here scamming? America going to have to look at some things. But see, they'd rather let him scam, but let me and you ask for a small business loan. We won't get it. Let us try to get a contract with the government or something. We're going to be heavily scrutinized. But the immigrants can come over here, man. They get contracts. They get money thrown at them to the point millions of dollars so people quit. What, you remember that Haitian congresswoman that did all the scamming too in the millions? I mean, when they scam in the millions. Man. My Lord. Like Dubai, they banned Nigerian men from 18. I think they say from 18 to I think early 40s. They banned Nigerian men from Dubai. Say something else about Nigeria. Do y'all know? I found out something and I said, wow, TikTok has banned Nigeria from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. We've never heard of that before. Do you know why TikTok is temporarily banning Nigeria from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m.? Well, TikTok had a problem out of Nigeria. So, you know, on TikTok Live, you can get gifts and all that. The gifts equal money, whatever, right? And they actually getting paid in USD, which I didn't even know that. So once it converts to Nigerian Naira, man, they run it up. So what they were doing, they figured out you can put a certain light from what the dude said, like a blue light or a red light, some sort of light, where the sensors won't, where I guess the algorithms won't catch it. So what they were doing was the women was busting it wide open. You know what I mean by that? Completely, out there like that. And they were running money up. On top of that was happening. The men and the women was out there, getting it cracking on TikTok, acting like they on some sort of adult entertainment website. And so TikTok wouldn't be able to take it down because they figured out a way to some light they was using to for some reason it wasn't catching it. And so these things were running, and these people was running up thousands of dollars. On top of that, they figured out ways to do credit card fraud while on the live, hacking into people's Google Pay and Apple Pay. All this going on TikTok Live, to the point TikTok like, bruh, we got to pause this witching hour right here, and we got to figure this thing out. And I'm like, when I heard this story, I'm like, what are y'all doing? Y'all being a stereotype. Why y'all keep being a stereotype? This is why nobody wants you. Listen, in a continent of Africa, nobody wants you behind there. Because you go there and you start doing the same thing. Scamming and drug dealing and pimping. Like, I don't get it. I don't want y'all to ever open your mouth to say nothing about a black American. Not a thing. Listen, we got our degenerates too. Oh, yes, we do. But we ain't at that level. We are not at that level, bro. We listen, we have never been, no. When black Americans show up, people are like, oh man, black Americans are here. When y'all show up, especially you dudes, say, oh hell. Oh man, here they come. I've talked to several African people. They all say the same thing. They got a bad name. And like I say, it's the dudes more so than anything else from what I see and hear. But bruh, like all that scamming you're doing, you're ruining TikTok. You're going to have TikTok kick your country off. And not everybody in Nigeria doing that crap. They're not. So you messing up people's platform that's in Nigeria that has a legitimate platform that's doing the right thing on TikTok. Y'all got to always figure out a way to scam and mess it up. If you got so much time to scam, like bruh, like man. I don't get it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get the scamming. I don't get it. That's a lot of dedication. That scamming is a lot of dedication, y'all. Like, no, hold on. You just say, no, he ain't telling the truth. Okay, all right, I ain't telling the truth. I mean, it was on TikTok itself, but I'll even go to hold on. Their Even News is reporting it. Well, MSN has it here too, but let me see here. Hold on. This is Punch, one of the main Nigerian places. Right here, TikTok restricts late night live access for Nigerian users. And they talking about how they restrict it for users during the late night hours. It's an issuing an in-app notice to creators as part of what is described as ongoing safety investigations at midnight time. On Sunday, the platform sent a system notification to users live notices TikTok updating Nigeria. And this the notice that they saw right there, right? And now they say, of course, checks online say which earlier had become inaccessible between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. And but people was talking about exactly, what was happening and what people was doing. Let me see here. They say TikTok removed over 3 million videos in Nigeria between April and June 2025 for breach of community guidelines, with 98.7% taken down after being viewed and all that. So yeah. And it's so much more. I didn't want to. This one right here is another one. TikTok suspends nighttime live streams in Nigeria amid rising sexual exploitation reports, and they talk about all the stuff they were doing, engaging in real time, acts before large online audiences. They were talking about minors being a part of things too. I mean, TikTok has a major problem in Nigeria. So Nigeria. Y'all done messed up TikTok. Lord Jesus. Oh boy. I don't know what to say about that, y'all. Black folks ain't gonna call me no lie, cause I come from the old school. And I come from the old school show and prove. See, not many people would call me many names, but they don't call me a liar. They don't do that. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but I don't lie. Because I'll make sure to verify what I say. And that's why we are, or at least, I am a trusted person, because I don't want to get it wrong. And if I got it wrong, I'm going to say, hey, man, okay, that wasn't right. Let me fix that. I'll take a video down, a live stream down. I'll take something down if it's wrong. I've done it before. I say, oh, man, I get more mad at myself because I didn't maybe triple check something, right? So, no, I'm not going to lie on nobody on here. There's no reason to. I mean, I don't get nothing from lying. Well, yeah. So, and like I said, I feel bad for the Nigerians who got legitimate businesses on TikTok, because they got Nigerians got legitimate businesses. I see them. They're selling legitimate products. Some of them I know they're selling legitimate products. Now maybe, some of their best sales came at night, and now they can't sell products because of idiots messing it up. That's why a lot of people in Nigeria want to get the hell out of there. Trust me, a lot of them don't want to be there, because I see why. You can't even make a decent living sometimes because you got idiots doing that. Then you got these idiots in the North Nigeria attacking Christians and even the Muslims too. So you got terrorists in the North. Your government is not obviously competent enough to go deal with the problems. I mean, man, it's like it's just a free-for-all. And once again, there are great people in Nigeria. Great people in Nigeria. Nollywood is one of the best places. Like I said, when we shot that Slay Queen Nigeria, man, get the Nollywood people involved, boy, they are good at what they do. They're very good. But unfortunately, Lagos is a scam capital, unfortunately, and the Slay Queen capital too. But I rather Slay Queens than the scammers any day of the week. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me wrap this up. Thank y'all for joining us on the stream today. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click that like button. Make sure to do that. And thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.